think about the most selfless person you can ever imagine. Maybe you saw maybe in the movie some selfless people, or you met selfless people in real life. And they are always so nice and easy to like, easy to love, and hard to hate. And isn't that a trait we all want to have? Wouldn't you like to be easy to love and hard to hate? So, what do I need to get that? What do I need to be recognized as selfless? I think wanting to be recognized as selfless is the first mistake people do, because it's all about your ego. And selfless people, I believe, seem as selfless because they have no self, literally. What does that mean, having no self? No self is a phrase the Buddhisms use, and I think many spiritual people would call the self like ego. So you can say selfless people have no ego, and you could call them egoless, or people without ego. If that's possible, I think everyone has ego and it should be there, and getting rid of your ego is another like trap, and it shouldn't be the goal here. But living with it should like is the answer here. It should be the goal, in my opinion. Selfless people are easy to love and hard to hate. So the emotion which stands out is love, not hate. So do you think it's the right thing to hate yourself for not being selfless? Do you think it's the right way to go to hate yourself when you're not a great person, when you're far away from being recognized as even something people like? I think being selfless or being recognized as selfless comes down to the relationship you have to yourself and with yourself. People will only recognize traits within yourself you see in yourself when you have insecurities, and when you're ashamed about something. People will tell, and people will see that because you're like being defensive about it and stuff, and it reveals an insecurity. And like when you have problems with yourself, it all comes down that you have like there are parts in yourself which you don't like and which you don't love, which is completely normal. And that is the key here. We think we're not normal in a negative way, but when you see that every problem you ever had with yourself, every reason why you don't love yourself or like yourself, is completely fucking normal, and you're not something less or something worse than anyone else. It's completely normal. The most intelligent and the most happy person you can imagine has pardoned themselves, or had pardoned themselves like in the past, or probably will have pardoned themselves in the future, which they don't love. The difference isn't like the goal shouldn't be to have zero parts that you don't love. The goal should be recognize these parts and try to understand them, so you can try to love them. You will never be in a state where you love absolutely everything on yourself and you have nothing on yourself which you don't love for the rest of your life. That will never happen. There will always be traits or things on yourself which you don't love or like. But you can, and that's the point, but you can try to love it, and try to like it, and try to understand it. So that's the first big step to, like I said, being selfless or being recognized as selfless is only the relationship you have to yourself. And a good way to start is to see which things you don't love about yourself, you don't like about yourself. And when you're finally there and you see there are some parts and like maybe for years, but now when I see them and I maybe understand them, it's no terrible thing at all. And it's not no bad thing that I like don't like myself about that. Maybe you don't like yourself because you lie to someone, but you caring about that and you wanting to like understand this shows and proves that you're like no bad person. You're a good person because you want to understand that. Maybe you heard the phrase, the happiest people are the people who care the less what other people think of them. And I learned that through working with clients. When I started working with clients, I always cared about what they might think of me. And it was so hard and I didn't have fun. It was always with so much tension and I didn't enjoy myself because I tried to figure some way out how every client like just like me and see something positive in me. As I like worked with clients again and again and again and again, I finally like came to the point where I said it's absolutely not possible. And the goal is to be liked by every single person in the world. I have fucking bad news because it's never possible, never ever. So as hard as you may try, there are always people which like who don't like you, and that's okay. So you can finally put that pressure off your shoulders because it shouldn't be the goal to be liked by everyone because it's simply not possible. To try that over your whole life doesn't bring you a happy life anyways because it's full of pressure. When you finally fucking don't care of what all these people think or if they may judge you after your conversation, when you truly don't care, that's where the freedom comes from. You thought you get when every person likes you. The freedom you have, or the freedom you thought you would have get when every person in the world likes you, is in reality the freedom you have or you feel when you don't fucking care if anyone likes you. If you truly understand that and you live it, people are more likely to like you. Still, not everyone will like you because, like I said, that's not possible. But the people who are healthy for you and the people, like the selfless people, you will attract the selfless people. The people we all want to be around. You will attract them when you fucking don't care of what they think of you. Because like they fucking don't care too of what you think of them. Why do you think you like them so much? Why do you think you love that selfless person so much? Because they're selfless. The real reason is because they don't fucking care what you think of them. So when you want to be liked, be someone who doesn't fucking care what other people think of you. It's that easy. We have to be very, very, very careful here because it's easy to think that I only have to be like selfless and that I only need to be in a state where I don't care what other people think of me because of other people like me when I live that. I don't think the main highest like goal should be that other people like you. I think when that's the case, you're doing it all for ego. And I believe the highest goal, you can ask yourself, what do you really think what the highest goal should be for you? For me, I don't can fully answer for you, But for me, it's to just feel a sense of self-understanding and a sense of feeling just safe with myself, safe and comfortable with being honest about everything in the world towards myself. When you can honest to yourself about anything in the world, about any feeling, emotion, situation, fear, whatever, you set a good ground for a happy life and a fulfilling life. When the goal is understanding yourself, I believe through understanding yourself, you will more probably come to a point where you can say, I feel safe with myself and comfortable with myself, and I'm able to be honest towards myself. That comes from understanding yourself. So maybe the highest goal should be self-understanding. So many people think they should do self-improvement and they go for working habits and try to make money and all these like hustle things, but it puts pressure on you, and pressure isn't healthy because it creates anxiety and stress. What doesn't put pressure on you is self-understanding. You can understand yourself way, way, way more than you're already doing. Isn't that great fucking news? Is that a feeling of pressure? It's only like better than it already is. And there's no ending. You cannot reach a limit of self-understanding. Over your whole life, you will understand yourself better and better and better, and there's no fucking limit to reach. No limit. So to put that all like together in a few seconds is like when we view the question of how do I become selfless, to like be fucking selfless. That's what it means. Try to understand yourself. The more you understand yourself, the more you realize that there's no self, that like ego is just a fucking safety mechanism, and that's when you become selfless. And when you're truly selfless, you don't fucking care being recognized as selfless from other people, because that's nothing which can bring like, fulfillment or peace. Validation from other people cannot bring like I don't think it can bring the peace we look for. And we make the mistake of searching for validation from other people in order to feel better. But what's when we need to feel better first in order to get more validation? And then you see the true worth of validation from other people. Maybe it can bring you some more connection, but that's all. It doesn't give you fulfillment. I think that's the like main message this video here has. So I'm looking forward to your comments. I hope you leave a like and a subscription, and you can of course share the video. Thank you.